Welcome! Today we're diving into the delicious world of dumplings, where you'll learn how to create these delightful little pockets filled with flavor. Whether you prefer them boiled, steamed, or pan-fried, dumplings are a versatile dish that can be customized to suit your taste. So roll up your sleeves, gather your ingredients, and let's get started on making some mouth-watering dumplings together. Alright, let's start with the dough. You'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and don't forget a pinch of salt. And we have 3/4 cup of hot water to bring it all together. Now, onto the filling. We're using 1 cup of ground meat. This could be pork, chicken, or beef, whatever you prefer. Next, we'll add 1 cup of finely chopped veggies. Think cabbage, carrots, green onions, or even mushrooms for an extra kick. For flavor, you'll need 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and a teaspoon each of minced ginger and garlic. Don't forget to season it with a little salt and pepper to taste. When it's time to cook, grab some vegetable oil for frying, and we'll need water for steaming. And if you want a dipping sauce, mix together 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, and a dash of chili oil. Ready? Let's get cooking. Let's start by making our dumpling dough. In a large mixing bowl, combine 2 cups of all-purpose flour with 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This will give our dough some flavor. Next, gradually add in 3/4 cup of hot water. It's important that the water is hot to help the flour absorb it better. As you mix with a fork or chopsticks, you'll notice the dough starting to come together. Once it forms a rough ball, transfer it to a floured surface. Now, let's knead the dough for about 5 to 7 minutes until it's smooth and elastic. This is crucial for that perfect dumpling texture. After kneading, cover the dough with a damp cloth or plastic wrap and let it rest for at least 30 minutes. This resting period allows the gluten to relax, making it easier to roll out later. While our dough rests, we can prepare the filling. Now that our dough is resting, it's time to prepare the filling. In a large mixing bowl, add 1 cup of ground meat, pork, chicken, or beef, whatever you prefer. Next, let's add 1 cup of finely chopped vegetables. This could be cabbage, carrots, green onions, or even mushrooms for a delicious twist. For flavor, mix in 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and a teaspoon each of minced ginger and garlic. This will give our filling a wonderful depth of flavor. Don't forget to season with salt and pepper to taste. Once everything is in the bowl, use your hands or a spoon to mix it all together until well combined. It should be a cohesive mixture, ready to fill our dumplings. Once done, let's check on our dough. Now it's time to shape our dumplings. Start by dividing the rested dough into small portions, about 1-inch balls. Roll each ball on a lightly floured surface into a thin circle, approximately 3 inches in diameter. Now, here comes the fun part. Place about 1 tablespoon of the filling in the center of each dough circle. Make sure not to overfill, otherwise they won't seal properly. Now fold the circle in half to create a half-moon shape. Pinch the edges together to seal, and if you like, you can create pleats along the edges for that classic dumpling look. This takes a bit of practice, but don't worry if they aren't perfect. Continue shaping until you've used all the dough and filling. Now, let's move on to cooking them. Now that our dumplings are shaped, we have several cooking options. First, let's talk about boiling them. Bring a large pot of water to a rolling boil. Carefully add the dumplings, ensuring not to overcrowd the pot. Boil them for about 5 to 7 minutes, or until they float to the top and the dough looks translucent. Use a slotted spoon to remove them and place them on a plate. Next, we can steam them. If you have a steamer basket, line it with parchment paper or cabbage leaves to prevent sticking. Place the dumplings in the basket and steam over boiling water for about 10 to 12 minutes. Lastly, let's try pan-frying them for that crispy texture. Heat 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in a non-stick skillet over medium heat. Add the dumplings and fry until the bottoms are golden brown, about 3 to 4 minutes. Then carefully add about 1/4 cup of water, cover the skillet, and steam for another 5 to 7 minutes. While our dumplings are cooking, let's whip up a quick dipping sauce. In a small bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of soy sauce with 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. This combination gives a nice balance of salty and tangy flavors. If you like a little heat, Add in a teaspoon of chili oil for that spicy kick. Stir everything together, and if you want to take it up a notch, garnish with chopped green onions and sesame seeds. This sauce complements the dumplings perfectly, enhancing their flavor. Once the dumplings are cooked, serve them on a plate with the dipping sauce on the side. Now that we've covered how to make our delicious dumplings, let's talk about some helpful tips to ensure they turn out perfectly every time. First, focus on the dough. The consistency is key. Your dough should be soft but not sticky. If it feels too sticky while kneading, add a little extra flour. Conversely, if it's too dry, a few drops of water can help. The resting time is crucial. Don't skip it. Letting the dough rest for at least 30 minutes allows the gluten to relax, making it easier to roll out later. Next, let's talk about sealing the dumplings. Make sure to pinch the edges tightly to prevent any filling from leaking out during cooking. If you're having trouble getting a good seal, try dipping your fingers in a bit of water and running it along the edges before pinching them closed. This extra moisture helps create a better seal. Now, about the filling. Feel free to get creative. You can customize your filling with various ingredients. Try using shrimp, tofu, or different veggies based on your taste preferences. Just make sure to chop everything finely so it fits well inside the dumpling. When it comes to cooking, don't overcrowd the pot or skillet. Whether you're boiling, steaming, or frying, give your dumplings some space. This helps ensure even cooking and prevents them from sticking together. And here's a fun tip for freezing. If you want to make a big batch, freeze the shaped dumplings before cooking them. Place them on a baking sheet to freeze individually, then transfer them to a Ziploc bag. You can cook them straight from the freezer. Just add a couple of extra minutes to your cooking time. Finally, serve them hot. Dumplings are best enjoyed fresh. If you have leftovers, you can reheat them in a skillet with a little water to steam them back to life. With these tips in mind, you're well on your way to mastering the art of dumpling making. Enjoy your homemade dumplings.